thus far. Taking the 10, gets ring 4, looks in end zone shot. Higgins! Got it! Touchdown Pittsburgh!
Welcome back to 5-Star Matchup. If you like what we do, head over to patreon.com/5SMU and join for just $4 a month. It's the best way to support the show, and we'd love you dearly for it. Do it now. Well, what do we have here? Oh, nothing, just a big old steaming pile of crow to eat. Enter new Steelers starting quarterback, former Super Bowl winner Russell Wilson. Excuse the chill that just went down my spine. And much like every week, I have no idea what the f to expect. Start this one with a toad up the gut for the Naj man, followed by a little dipsy-do lob to Mount Washington, who continues to rampage like a wild elephant every time he touches the rock. This guy was made for Pittsburgh. Let's get him some Eric Green-style shoulder pads, though. Another one to the double deuce, and look at this subtle cut. Who is this speed demon in the backfield all of a sudden? The last 2 weeks, Najee is looking like a totally different back and absolutely racking up 10+ yard runs. Back to the pass end, yeah, anybody missing Strawberry Fields yet? Russell falls forward for a gain of 2, Justin would have sauntered for a first, but hey, that's the trade-off, right? I don't know, Chief. Third and medium, Russ can't find anyone and lobs it out of bounds. Steelers, like seemingly always, get started with a Boswell kick that is not even worth watching, because you already know it's... Steelers on top, 3-0. Over to Aaron Rodgers, the former Packer great, forced like many before him to live out his days in obscurity somewhere in New Jersey. And whoops! Freshly acquired Devontae Adams shakes off the rust with a dainty drop, and on 3rd and long, it's Larry Ogunjobi with the coverage sack. Getting one of these on a passer like that is one of the best signs your defense is doing its job. And 2 months in, this unit has been mostly great. Back to Russell and the boys, and they get going with a little screen pass and a run to Jay Warren, who looks to be getting back to himself. More on that later. But on 3rd and short, wide receiver 2, Calvin Austin asks, "Where's the bread?" as he lets it slip right through his basket. Just no excuse here. Gotta make the play for your quarterback. Back to the D, and it's a run into the great unknown for Breece Hall. And let's take a minute to acknowledge how steady the Steelers' D-line has been this year. Oh, and what the fuck is this? Larry O gets tagged with a boisterously pathetic personal foul for, let me check my notes, finishing the play as the whistle happens? Come on, man, I get how this can be called on a quarterback, but a running back? Absolutely clown shoes. Could you imagine James Harrison playing in this version of the NFL? Rodgers gets enough time to sit, wait, and get immunized, all before dumping it off to Breece Hall, who gallops past a stumbling Pat Queen for a chunk to midfield. Just too much time for a great quarterback and too much space for a shifty back. There's one disturbing trend for this defense lately, it's giving way too much receiving yardage up to backs. A couple plays later, it's the quarter man, Deshaun Elliott, who continues to just leap off the page every week. To this point, he's been the most surprising offseason ad, and it feels to me like he makes a handful of plays every week. 3rd and medium though, Rodgers again gets all day and finds the cold-blooded Lazard for a first to keep him moving. What was I saying about receiving yards to backs? Hall takes another one as the Jets use the Steelers' aggressiveness against them to get near the red zone. Hey, can you cue up that one extreme zoom on Mike Tomlin's face we get every week? Thanks. 2nd and 8, Rodgers whips it out to Garrett Wilson, who in my humble opinion was plenty good enough to be a wide receiver 1 anyway, and the Jets are donning their finest green cravats as they enter the business zone. All right, gotta get a stop here. Let's put in Quiet Milk and Jeremiah Moon and see if that... No, that doesn't work at all. Breece Hall patiently follows a perfectly blocked up run for an easy sixer, and the Jets fly out to a 7-3 lead. And you all bitch about Taylor Swift. 2nd and 10, as good a time as any to toss it for a loss of 2, setting up a 3rd and a dozen, which goes nowhere. Way to respond. Awesome tackle here by Dante Don't Call Me Deontay puts him behind the 8 ball, but on 2nd, Rodgers gets enough time to bake his famous vegan baked ziti, and like always, the fake cheese separates and he misfires. Maybe he needs some glasses in his old age. 3rd and 11, he lobs a prayer down the sideline, and it's right back to Rustler the Hustler in the Steelers offense. Nice cut gets a pair for Naj, and we head already into the 2nd quarter.